There it is. There it is. Original hardware, baby. 360. Xbox 360. 500,000 Gamerscore. There it is. Well, there you have it, guys. 500,000 Gamerscore. 500,000. There has been a lot of trash in there. There's been a lot of great games in there. There's been, well, games. All over, of all different shapes and sizes. And it has actually been really awesome. Taking the whole journey so far. Guys, I want to talk a little bit about that. I really do. Because I do feel like, especially in a lot of these dialogues and with kind of the directions that I'm taking, that we get very hyper-focused on the destination. We get focused on the outcome. You know, just the idea of, oh, yep, I gotta start a game, I gotta get all the achievements before I've even hit the X button. Or the A button, or whatever we're using, right? But also the idea that you have to beat a game, you know, when you start it as well. Like we all get very hung up on the accolades at the end, or at least that's what my perception is. Now, granted, this may not be the case, but I just happen to notice that, is, you know, everybody does post their completion. We all want to look to the end. And a lot of us, you know, I've caught myself doing this, is, you know, you get into this rut, and it's why I got to get through the whole game to get to the end, right? To get to the accolades, to get to the end of the rainbow, right? And a lot of times you might just speed through it. Hey, if it's a trash game, it might speed through itself for you, and then you're done, right? But I would say in large part, like, taking the time to really appreciate the journey. That is something that has been missing for a long time, I'd say, in the gaming space. And it is because of, you know, just the instant gratification, the stimulation society, I believe, anyway. You know, guys, look at it. You know, we can order in our groceries, we can overnight ship controllers, we can do anything. We're very used to and conditioned to the idea of instant gratification. And what I would say is life doesn't pause for us, right? So we have to understand that slowing down our experience, especially in entertainment, is the closest thing we can get to a pause. Now, the reason that I think about this is, one, I have a lot of achievements. I've gone through a lot of games. Some of them super quick, some of them not so much. And I think about the first time Noisy and I talked about the movie Armageddon. I didn't see Armageddon when it first came out. I didn't. In fact, I only saw it for the first time a couple years ago. And it was because I knew the ending. You know, everyone had talked about the ending. Well, Noisy looks at me and goes, "No, this is something you have to watch regardless of what you know. Like, trust me on this." So I did. I took the time to watch the movie, and man, what a journey it was. And that's kind of what I think of in the video game space. Is, yes, you know, I took Resident Evil 0 to get to 500,000 Gamerscore. I did it on the Xbox 360, and I still have to wrap up that game. I still have to finish up some achievements. But you know what? The journey of that game is quite the experience. Even if you're trying to get through it as quick as you can, it's got just enough of a different flavor on that fixed camera style, the classic style for Resident Evil, that, you know, you're guessing a little bit. right? And that's good. Like, sure, we all want to beat more games, but I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say it about as loud as I can, guys. If we would just stop focusing on the fact that a game needs to be beaten and focus more on the fact that we're just playing a game, focus on the journey, not the destination. Focus on the journey, focus on the moment, focus on the experience. That's how we're going to do it. That's how we're going to see more games completed. Because we are embracing the journey. We are embracing the experience. We are embracing having to get killed a whole bunch in something like Elden Ring or Bloodborne. We're embracing the adversity. We are embracing the experience, and we are overcoming that. And in so doing, when we get to the end of the game, or say we reach a point where it just wasn't resonating enough for us, we have, in my opinion, we have reached a point of being content. And yeah, sure, if you do beat the game, it feels that much sweeter because you focused on everything it took to get you there. Same with any achievement lists or trophy lists. I have been focused on how tough it was to do a no healing run in Resident Evil 0. That's one of the toughest Resident Evil games. Every time I put it on, I know that I'm in for a ride. Well, to do that without healing, that's tough. Like, it really is. You just don't know the ins and outs. It's easy to take bites. There you go. Things like that. Sure, when I got to the end and saw the achievement pop, yes, there we go. I did it. But it's because I was tuned in. I was focused. I was like, man, what am I going to have to do here with each section to piece this puzzle together? And that's my thought for today. That's my little talking head piece for today. And I hope it resonates with you guys, because honestly, if we focus again more on the journey, the destination's gonna come. It's going to be there. And then, boom, we're good. We don't have to worry about it. Right? All right, guys. Well, like I said, that's where we're going to leave this one. So, as always, you can leave a comment on some of the thoughts and what you might have as far as your gaming journeys or your destinations. How about some achievement and trophy milestones? Regardless of platform, baby, because I love Gamerscore hunting everywhere, and I love to hear the stories. So remember, if you liked this one, hey, maybe like, maybe subscribe, and maybe, of course, tag that bell for notifications. I will see you guys in the next one.